We're back. Episode 2, Casual Couch Critics Podcast. The masses wanted more, so we're here. It was a good first episode, good first run. Zach, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for today's episode. We had, you can't even count the amount of people that could potentially watch the first episode. So I'm excited for the second one.
Critics were rioting because we were taking their jobs.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, couch critics. Whew. They said we were too casual, too.
We're too casual. We don't know what we're talking about. And we said that's kind of the point.
Exactly.
But today, Zach, we have a special guest. I know, second episode, we're already introducing guests. That's how big of a budget this show has.
Dude. Whew.
And let's introduce our third co-host today, Caitlin Prasad. Welcome.
Yeah. Wait a sec. Wait, you told me she's a guest. Is she a co-host or is she a guest?
I mean, guest co-host.
Hard to say.
So I guess this is kind of a trial run. We'll see how
the trial run.
Okay.
Caitlin, in all of our podcasting experience, all one episode, we usually say how unqualified we are for our opinions. Do you have any movie critic journalism background at all?
Zero. I did watch your first episode and I gave it a like.
Okay.
Okay. So if she's using that as her basis, I think that meets the criteria.
I do see a degree in the background there. I don't know if that has anything.
No, I don't think that says anything.
I'm pretty sure it's actually a diploma. So.
Okay. Perfect. There we go. Okay, as long as we're not too accredited here, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we got to be honest. We got to stay honest.
Yeah.
Zach, it's been an interesting week for movies since we last chatted, since episode 1. Hunger Games continues to dominate the box office, so I think we made a good choice in making that our premiere inaugural episode.
Yeah.
Napoleon came out, Ridley Scott's new movie. Disney's Wish came out. That's kind of going to be our main topic today. Okay. Both, even though it was American Thanksgiving, big holiday time, families going out to the movies, both Napoleon and Wish have been underperforming like crazy. What are your thoughts on that? Hunger Games continues this weird trajectory that, again, we talked about all the reasons why it shouldn't have worked last week, and it did. But what's your overview of the box office right now?
I think there's a couple things to it. I definitely think people being they kind of have to gauge is with the economy being the way it is, they have to gauge, is it worth my time and money to go to the theaters for this movie? And more movie fans are content streaming things at home. But in the case of Hunger Games, if it's a movie that's getting hype, it's a movie that gets people excited, people are going to see it. We saw that with Barbie and Oppenheimer this year. And I think a good movie in today's world will do well in theaters, if it's properly promoted and it gets the buzz that it's deserved, right? You didn't mention it, but Godzilla -1. This $15 million, foreign film, it's getting a massive hype right now. It just opened yesterday, December 1st. But I'm hearing people say greatest Godzilla movie of all time, which that's a big statement. So it's definitely an interesting time to be a movie fan, and I'm excited to I hope to see a bunch of these movies myself in the coming weeks.
Well, kind of going off of that again, like I said, we're not going to do any coming soon news this week because we do have a fun task that we decided to do for episode 2. But we do want to focus on our feature presentation, and that is going to be Disney's Wish. And between the three of us, I think we can all say we are Disney fans. We like our Disney movies. Mm-hmm. And Zach, you're talking about promotion of material. You're talking about audience. That's where audiences are going for these bigger events. You would think the 100th anniversary of Disney animated film, kind of trying to go back to its traditional roots. That has all the promotion material you need. So why isn't this working right now, do you think?
I think there's a couple of factors to it. In full disclosure, you guys have seen this movie. You saw it today, so I'm excited to hear your thoughts about it. I have not yet seen Wish. I do think this was an important movie, being like the 100th year of animation for Disney, and so you'd hope there's some weight to it. You'd hope that the studio would, kind of handle it with care, so to speak. And the reality is, Disney right now, there's a couple of factors going against them. You have some people that are cheering when their movies do bad, which isn't something you want to do to your fan base.
No.
You have other people that are just like, I'm disinterested. Unless it's a movie that's going to blow me away, like a 90-minute adventure, instead of taking my kids to the theaters, I'm just going to wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. And they've kind of become accustomed to that over the past couple of years.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think we were talking a bit before we started recording. I think Wish has a lot on its shoulders before even promotional material, right? Disney, announced there was going to be an animated movie to celebrate its 100th anniversary. That alone has all the pressure in the world. So the standards are high, and expectations are high. And someone who's seen the movie, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it should be getting all the hate it necessarily deserves. I think it's fighting against itself a lot between an original story it's trying to tell and being referential to the history of Disney. There's a lot of things that, kind of get in the way of the main story of Wish, because it's trying to be kind of respectful to what came before, pay tribute to that. For instance, the princess, or the heroine in this film, she's not a princess. She has 7 friends. They don't really get much screen time to develop. They're all dressed exactly like the 7 dwarves. And it gets in the way. Like, 7 side characters like that in a 90-minute movie, it's not really what you want. There's a lot of references to the older movies. Snow White in particular, that being the first movie Disney Animation Studios released it with. And one thing I found strange was, actually, as the credits were playing, it was showing, rather than when credits show that it's maybe the art of the movie kind of in pre-production. This was just images of previous Disney movies. Even though they had nothing to do with the movie itself. And I almost think I've seen, and I don't think this movie, again, I think if it wasn't so it's not self-referential, but referential of the whole company, I think it would have done a lot better. Unless if they really wanted to make a traditional Disney movie, which I think was what their main goal when they did this. They brought back kind of the watercolor palette and visual effects that early Disney's known for, while trying to mix in the new 3D stuff. Some scenes it worked, some scenes it didn't. I'm curious to see how it ages with that blend of animation. It's definitely an interesting experiment. But I see some people, they're saying, well, why? Maybe this wasn't the best choice, especially if they want it to be so, honoring the past as much as they did. Like, why don't they make a Fantasia 100? Why don't they make a Mickey Mouse movie or something? I know their Once Upon a Studio short was extremely well received because it kind of paid homage to everything in a contained, 10-minute story about Walt Disney Studios. I think it's hard to do on a blockbuster scale. You have any thoughts, Caitlin?
Well, I just think that it was a little disappointing to see so few people going out to see the film, and I can understand like if the excitement's not there, they're not going to go. But I thought it was really, really fun. I thought what it did really well was I think the voice actors and actresses were just spectacular. Like all of the singing, and even like they really picked their crew really well. Like the people who were acting in it they did a really spectacular job. And I thought it was like fun and quirky in kind of a silly kind of way, which was refreshing. And so there were a few times where like something funny would happen and I just look over at Jarrett and he at the same moment would look over at me and we'd just laugh because both kind of picked up on that same thing. So I thought it was fun, and I don't understand the hate, but
No, like so let me ask you this. Was the movie like filled with a whole bunch of like remember berries, as they're called? Like, it's just,
if you're a Disney fan, which I think you would qualify, yes.
So like if I'm watching it,
there's a lot on the nose for people who aren't like big Disney fans.
Yeah.
That again is kind of where I was going back to, or get in the way, and there's other things that are Easter eggs. Like the Seven Dwarfs thing it's like there. Like they're dressed the exact same.
Okay.
There's a character that dresses up as Peter Pan. The Mickey Mouse ears aren't hard to find. So
there was one image where it pictured like someone dreaming about like their wish, and they were making a dress, and it was Aurora's dress from Sleeping Beauty that they were making. Like in their dream world, it was like a small thing maybe you wouldn't notice if you weren't like super into that stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty distinct as well.
I'm okay with that stuff. That's sort of like an Easter egg, but the more overt things, there's a quick scene with an apple, again, going back to the Snow White thing. A lot of flying, chirping birds around the girl, again, referencing past. And I think that's kind of the point. I think as a title and a concept, Wish is actually a really good idea for Disney. I think, when you think of Disney, there's a few words that come to mind, and Wish is one of them. I'd say imagination is the other, but that's kind of the Pixar vein of things. So I think as a concept for a 100th anniversary film, it's a really good idea. Just I don't think it landed as well as it could have.
Okay. And well, like the other thing that I feel like this film like just didn't necessarily do is like they spent a lot of money on promotion of this film, but I feel like they didn't get very creative with the promotion of the film. And with like if you go back to like back in the day when they would promote with like McDonald's toys or lots of like online experiences or things like that, like I forget what film it was. Maybe it was The Lion King, the live action one, whatever. But like they had like different stuff on Facebook that you could like change your profile pic to and stuff like that. Like I don't know. Like I didn't really see any of that with this film, and so like to me, and the other thing is that they didn't lift the embargo, like the review embargo, till like the day of, which in today's society, just like that's a studio screaming like we don't believe in this film, right? Because if they believed in it, they would do it earlier because they want the hype to build for it. And so I think those are just maybe a couple of missteps by the studio in its film. And do you guys think that maybe this is a movie that a lot of people are thinking, hey, you know what, I don't really want to go see it in theaters, but like when it comes out on streaming, like do you think it could do pretty well?
It's hard to say. I think if people are hung up on the references of it all, it might be not as accessible. which I think is probably part of the problem, other than the music itself, which I think is very well done, as Caitlin said.
Mhm.
But I think it's one of those movies that's going to grow over the next several years before it gets a fandom in place, just because it doesn't even pay tribute to like the historical Disney movies. It pays tribute to the theme parks. Like it's like the castle changes colors a few times, very much in the fireworks shows in the parks. There's a couple other nods towards that. I don't want to spoil everything. And then honestly, there's probably a million things I didn't pick up on. But I think they tried going in to make a movie for Disney fans, maybe to their detriment of making it immediately accessible to everyone. But I think it will grow in time. And streaming helps everything.
Yeah.
Right? Like people are going to watch no matter what. So especially because of its runtime. Like it's so easy to put on.
Yeah, it's a 90-minute adventure.
90 minutes. It's extremely short, and I thought they did the story very well within that time frame.
Okay.
It'd be interesting. We've kind of said it a few times now, but if they had taken out a few of the unneeded parts, they could have still made a 90-minute movie with maybe a bit more of a developed story.
Okay.
That allows you to buy in fully, to make it a bit more accessible to people while still having those Easter eggs throughout. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I don't think it's gonna last very long in theaters. I think Disney will probably. I don't know if they'll go for Christmas. That's still pretty soon, but I could see in the next month or so that definitely going to Disney Plus. So.
I'm just curious what its box office. So currently, worldwide, it's 53.4 mil. It's not the greatest.
No.
Oddly enough, it's doing all right in the United Kingdom, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. And you know what? I'm going to take the word of mouth advertising from my friends. And you know what? I'm going to go try and see it next week.
Nice. Well, I think you'll enjoy it for sure, because I know you're a big Disney guy. So I think you'll appreciate it.
Cool.
All right. Well, next on our kind of agenda for Triple C today, we're getting ambitious, Zach. We're 2 episodes in, and what better way to celebrate 2 episodes?
Yeah.
Than going through all 62 Walt Disney Animation Studio movies and developing our own Hall of Fame. You're a sports guy. I don't know if people can tell from your background. I'm a sports guy. I don't know if they can tell from my Toronto Raptors sweater that I'm wearing. Or I guess if you're listening, you don't realize this, but Zach's background is filled with football paraphernalia. He has a separate football YouTube channel. Go check him out. But I thought it would be fun, knowing how much we all love Disney and our experiences with it. Yep. If we did a Hall of Fame.
I like this.
So yeah, I think I'll outline the rules.
Okay.
It's your first time doing this kind of thing. There's no pressure in the world. Again, we're just casual couch critics. That's all people gotta remember. Some people are probably gonna get angry about what we end up doing, but here are our rules for our Hall of Fame. We are selecting 10 of the 62 films to be in our Triple C Disney Animated Studios Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Now, you might say, what is Walt Disney Animation Studios Hall, like what is eligible? Well, I'll tell you what is not eligible. Okay? Pixar films, separate company. We're not
Yep.
included in Pixar.
Fair. Yep.
Marvel films.
Yep.
Not including them.
Get out of
Star
here.
Wars films. Not including them.
Get out.
Puppet films. Muppets. Sorry, I love it. Get out.
Do people want them in?
I mean, if we're doing all sort of, hey, I love the Muppets.
Yeah, you're talking to two Muppets fans.
I don't know.
I enjoy the Muppets, but they're not animated.
I know. Anyway,
Okay,
I'm just
they're not
outlining the rules, okay? People will say, oh, but they're not live action either. And
Okay.
listen, we're just casual couch critics. Okay. Any of the animated films acquired from Disney by 20th Century Fox. So that includes like Iron Giant, Anastasia, stuff like that.
Yep. Okay.
Get Out. Yep. All these Disney Toon Studios sequels, like Little Mermaid 2, like direct-to-DVD stuff.
Get Out.
Get Out. There are some sequels on this that, if they're a theatrical release, they qualify.
Okay. That's fair. Yep.
Live action Disney remakes. Get Out.
Get out of here.
That includes, the not actual live action Lion King and the not actual live action Jungle Book, because those are animated characters.
Yes. Okay.
But it's still called live action. That's another discussion for another time.
Yeah, that's another video.
As you would say, get it.
Get out. Yeah. Don't want it.
And I think that about qualifies us. So what that leaves us with, Zach and Caitlin, are 62 films developed by Walt Disney Animation Studios. And what I think we'll do is we'll just quickly go through them. And, if there's some we know for sure aren't making it, we'll just take them out of the discussion.
Yeah.
And, we'll start there. We'll just try to thin out the herd, trim the fat, whatever you want to say.
Yep.
And then, friendships will be tested.
Okay.
Maybe even marriages in this case. But I think that's how we'll start, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So really, eventually we'll do a vote, best 2 out of 3 kind of thing. I'll just go through them. If there's a unanimous yay or nay, we'll just move on. If it's a nay, we'll remove them from the list. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go.
Wait. Actually, wait. Just to be clear. Yeah. So, just so we're clear. So we're like starting with, okay, this is in the conversation to go into the top 10 for the Hall of Fame, but we're not necessarily putting it there yet.
No.
Okay.
No. We're trying to thin out the herd first before the real debate.
Okay. I like it. Okay, I'm ready. Yeah.
1937, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I think it's back in the conversation.
In the conversation, yeah.
It's the first one.
Yeah.
1940, Pinocchio. Now, I am going to say yes because it won the Oscar for Wish Upon a Star, which is the intro music to every Disney movie. It's the most iconic theme.
And it actually is still a good movie to this day. Like, it holds up. I'm saying it's in the conversation.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we have an limit. We're 2 of 2 right now. It's going to be like Fantasia. I'm going to say yes.
It has to stay.
It has to stay. It is the epitome of what Disney is, with imagination, wishing, the power of music and animation combined.
Yeah, okay. I'm willing to have it in the conversation. It
sounds like you not for long though.
I could be convinced it's top 10. I don't know if it is, but
okay.
Yeah.
Dumbo.
No.
It's in the conversation.
Are you saying we're keeping it?
There are so many people that are like they're terrified of that movie, Dumbo.
Yeah, so maybe we should just
it leaves a lasting impression.
Okay.
We do have to eliminate something at some point.
It's okay. It's in the conversation.
When Dumbo gets drunk,
yeah, 1941's Dumbo is still there. 1942, Bambi.
Okay, I'm willing to. It's not. Get out.
You're saying no too?
I'm saying no.
I was a no.
Wow. Okay.
Delete.
Bambi's not in the conversation.
See ya, Bambi.
Saludos, amigos. It's a great movie. It's underrated, but probably not in the conversation.
Yeah, it's a fun ride. I have seen that long ago, but yeah, I'm gonna say it's not in the conversation.
Okay. The Three Caballeros, the first ever sequel by Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Probably not in the conversation.
It's a good ride though at Disney.
Yeah, it is a good ride at Disney.
Okay, then we start to enter kind of the World War II phase. Disney was not, it was struggling financially.
Right.
So we have a lot of, hey, Fantasia was successful. Let's just make a bunch of music shorts and make a movie out of it. I don't know if people are going to fight for these, but maybe you'll surprise me. Make Mine Music.
I'm okay leaving it out.
Fun and Fancy Free.
I have actually seen this one, and I'm okay leaving it out.
I've seen them all. Melody Time.
Okay, I'm okay leaving it out.
No, okay. So 1946 to 47, 48, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, 1949.
Also scary.
Yeah, that movie can give some kids nightmares. I'm gonna say it's out.
Okay, our scary movie's Dumbo. That's what we're going. I agree. I think it's out. I think we're still in the downward trend, but this is the, Disney's back, because 1950 Cinderella comes out.
Has to stay.
Caitlin's saying it has to stay.
I'm saying it's in the conversation.
Absolutely in the conversation.
1951 Alice in Wonderland.
I'm gonna say in the conversation.
I know. I think the animation, the Technicolor, I think it takes another step.
This is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard this year, but yeah, it's in the conversation.
1953.
Yeah.
Peter Pan.
It's in. Let's be honest. It's in the conversation. Yeah.
1955. I know it's your favorite movie because it has dogs and pets in it. Lady and the Tramp. I'm okay taking Lady and the Tramp out.
I'm okay taking it out.
Me too.
Yeah.
The poster says now his happiest motion picture, and we're. It's about. I don't know if is it the happiest? That's an interesting conversation for another day. 1959, Sleeping Beauty. Known for it bombed at the box office.
Yeah.
Became popular much later.
You know what? I understand it's a classic, but I'm gonna say it's not in the conversation myself.
I think of all the Disney princesses, I probably would say that Sleeping Beauty would not be in the conversation for me either.
Yeah.
But Maleficent is she the most iconic villain?
She's up there, yeah. And but is it such a people remember the villain more than the actual movie?
It's true. We're gonna make some people mad if we remove it, right?
Maleficent is the best Disney villain from this era, in my opinion. And she's one of my favorites.
I think there's a case to be made in general. She's everywhere. Maleficent.
I don't think we can put a movie in the top 10 just because we like one character the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna offend some people here.
Get out of here. Sleep.
Okay.
Go take a nap.
Okay. 1961. 101 Dalmatians.
In the conversation.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Why is that?
Dude, Pongo?
I'm surprised that you were fighting for a movie about dogs.
Okay,
I know people don't know you well.
I'm not a pet person, but I love this movie. I think that you got a movie where both of the main parents survive. You got the lovable dogs. You got a great villain in Cruella de Vil.
Okay.
We're keeping it. You guys are more on board with this.
I don't think it's
I just think we're only like halfway through page
You can't think
one.
about that. You can't think about that.
I just think there's so many more movies to go through that would
but-
beat out this movie.
I think there's a chance it could crack the top 10.
Okay,
All
okay.
right.
Sword in the Stone in 1963. I don't like this movie. I know there's a lot of people that love it.
Yeah.
I find it unbearably slow.
I don't see it as a top 10.
Okay. I know Merlin's popular, but again, if we're going off of one character,
Yeah.
we're not doing that. Okay. 1967, The Jungle Book. I think it's in the conversation. Again, I think we're taking another step in the animation ability. I think its songs are still iconic to this day.
Yeah.
Phenomenal movie. Do you agree?
I think it's good. I don't know if I
That
put it
doesn't
in my
sound
top
like-
10,
okay.
but I think we can talk about it.
Okay, 1970, The Aristocats. Now, I know someone in this conversation is a big fan of this movie.
Yeah.
For audio people, she's fist pumping.
Yeah.
I grew up with this movie. I enjoy it. I think it's definitely underrated, but I do not think it's in top 10.
I will say this: Everybody Wants to Be a Cat is a solid bop.
It is.
And like a lot of the music in this movie is great. I don't know if it's a top 10.
Okay. Are you okay with this?
No, but you're gonna do it anyway. So
I mean, you can argue for it.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite films, and I didn't like Cats growing up. It's some of the best animation. I thought it was just so fun, and it had a mixture of like, I don't know, there was adventure and there was great music, and it's like getting out of your own world into a world that you don't know how to deal with, and being able to rely on family to find your way home, and to be reliant on other people that come into your path. And I think it was just a really great film. I really love it. I love it when the little cats get paint on their hands and paint with their. It was you get paint everywhere.
You know what? You've convinced me it's in the conversation.
Okay,
the mouse dipping his cracker in the milk.
Yeah.
I guarantee Zach did not remember a mouse dipping cracker in the milk, but maybe he did.
I know. I remember it now that she's talking about it.
Into his little hole, and he gets his cracker.
No, I cannot believe it. Okay, we'll keep it for now. I don't know if it will hold up. 1973 Robin Hood. I think it's good.
Great movie, but
I don't think it's. Is it Hall of Fame worthy? Is what we need to.
I would say no.
Okay. Yeah. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, 1977. I grew up with this movie out. Huffalumps and Woozles. Those are pretty scary. People forget. Kind of a return to form after like 30 years. It's a string of shorts, kind of like collected. As much as Winnie the Pooh is iconic, I don't know if this is Hall of Fame worthy.
Yeah, I don't think it's Hall of Fame worthy.
I wouldn't put it in.
I'm sorry, Pooh. I'm sorry.
Get out of here.
Okay. Not the first, second, or third movie that maybe comes to people's minds when they're talking about Disney. 1977, The Rescuers.
Good movie.
Good movie. Hall of Fame worthy though. I don't think you can make a case for it. No. I think it's still underrated.
Yeah.
Though, to this day.
Agreed.
Now, 1981. This is a movie I'm going to fight for. I'm going to tell you right now. Fox and the Hound. I think the themes of this movie are perhaps the deepest that Disney made to this point. Maybe Peter Pan.
I am okay putting this in the conversation and us talking about it further when we get there. Yeah.
Okay. 1985, The Black Cauldron. We watched this recently. We revisited it. Wow. I don't know how this was made. I am confused by it. Some people love it. I don't get it.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. I did enjoy it, but no, it's not top 10 for me.
I think if you revisited it, that might change.
Yeah.
No, I think the pacing is off. I think all of the characters are so strange and weird.
The story is not coherent.
It didn't make any sense. And, you know, the friendships that they made, I don't get it. I don't get how they became friends.
Okay.
Other than just being in need.
Guys, let's get out of here. Okay?
When they follow it up with another movie, again, it has a following. I just don't like it either. 1986 is The Great Mouse Detective. I know some people like the music and songs.
I love this movie, but it's not top 10.
Okay. I do not love it, but I'm glad you do. I do love the next one, 1988 Oliver and Company, but is it Hall of Fame worthy? I don't think it is.
No, it's got some great music in it. You know, Why Should I Worry is one of my favorite Disney songs ever. But yeah, I can't say it's Hall of Fame worthy.
Okay. Now kind of begins the golden age of Disney.
Okay.
It was a bit of a rough 80s decade.
Yep.
But it finishes off 1989, The Little Mermaid. It's got to be in the conversation.
It's in the conversation. It's in the conversation. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, interesting, they decided to make a sequel to The Rescuers, Rescuers Down Under. I don't think it's in there, but I think it's interesting how quickly they made a sequel to this.
Yeah.
And that they theatrically released it, unlike many of their direct-to-DVD sequels.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be an interesting thing to revisit at some point. That is interesting. I enjoyed both those movies, but like they're not top 10.
Okay. Well, I have a feeling this one might have a strong case going forward. 1991. Again, we're in this. People call this the Disney Renaissance.
Yeah.
The Golden Age. Beauty and the Beast. I think it's gotta be.
It's got to be in the conversation.
Yeah. Okay. 1992 Aladdin.
Oh no.
It's in the conversation.
The 90s are gonna be tough, guys.
It's gonna be really tough.
We're really having a hard time.
1994 The Lion King.
No
it's in the
Now,
conversation.
can I be so bold?
Yep.
It being its most successful before the next Lion King. Is The Lion King a lock for the Hall of Fame? I'm just throwing it out there. Is it a lock?
In my current state of mind and what you've asked me to do here, Jared, I'm not ready to lock anything in. I'm ready to just have the conversation, okay? It's in the conversation. If that's
we're 32 out of 62 movies in. How is your anxiety feeling right now, Zach?
It's building. It's going to be a tough conversation once we get there. But yeah, it's in the conversation.
1995 Pocahontas. Guys, we got to take a 90s movie out.
I love Pocahontas a lot. But looking ahead at all the other movies, I don't think I would put it in my top.
You gotta focus on is it in the conversation?
No, I don't think it is.
I agree. I don't think it is.
It doesn't have to be so hard.
You know, Paint with All the Colors of the Wind. Oh.
It is.
Excellent.
One of the most iconic songs. 1996, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, whatever you want to say.
Can I just say this? I remember watching this movie with my family. We rented it on a Friday night together because it was like Disney's new movie, and like we couldn't really afford to go see it in theaters, so we waited until it came out on VHS, and we rented it from a video store that no longer exists, BJ's Video Store. Shout out BJ's. And I remember my parents actually turned it off and then put me to bed. And then I later found out the next day they watched it with all my older siblings.
No.
They just didn't feel I was old enough to watch it yet. I did watch it years later. Anyway, that's my quick story about that.
I don't think it. I think it's heartfelt.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's not top 10. It's not top 10.
Sorry.
Not in the conversation.
Now, I
Oh,
I will make some enemies by saying this.
Okay.
I do not like 1997's Hercules at all. I think it's campy, and I get it. That's kind of what they're going for.
Yeah.
There's some good songs, sure.
Go the distance.
I just don't see what other people see in this movie. I don't get it. It doesn't have my vote. Is all I'm saying.
I really like this movie a lot, Jared. I'm still your friend.
Is it Hall of Fame worthy? I don't think it's in the conversation.
You know what? If we were talking music alone, it's maybe there. But as a movie as a whole, I think I don't think it's in the top 10 conversation.
Well, Caitlin, are you?
I'm in agreement. I like this movie, but it didn't make like a huge impression on me when I was younger and saw it. So
Okay, 1998, Mulan. Again, just banger after banger.
has to stay.
It has to stay. Okay.
Non-negotiable.
It's in the conversation.
It definitely has to.
1999, Tarzan.
It is in the
Gotta stay. It's gotta stay.
It's in the conversation.
Fantasia 2000. Now I'm okay taking this one out because we have the original Fantasia.
Yeah.
I think it is better.
Yeah.
The original Fantasia than Fantasia 2000. Again, interesting idea to make a Fantasia 100.
Yeah.
I think that should have been maybe thought about.
That would have been a good idea for Disney.
But no, it's still a very good movie. Now 2000, interesting movie here that they make. They do all 3D imaging. They make Dinosaur, and they film actually on location and then put the effects in. This has I have a more nostalgia-based love for this movie. It's definitely not Hall of Fame worthy. Although it's interesting that, this 90s gauntlet of the golden age, they just suddenly kind of pivot to this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's not in the conversation.
Do you like Dinosaur?
I think it's okay. It probably gets more hate than it deserves.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a top 10 movie. But yeah, I think it's good. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what I'm about to say is going to get me in trouble.
I agree with you.
The Emperor's New Groove is a funny movie.
Hilarious movie.
Is it Hall of Fame worthy? I don't think it's in the discussion. I don't think.
See, here's the thing. I think if we put it in the discussion, it would be one of the first films out of the discussion. So for that reason, I'm okay not putting it in the discussion.
Caitlin, don't hurt us.
I just have to say to all of my family out there, this was one of our films. Like, I've seen this film probably over 50 times because it was just a recurrence in our house. It's my mom's probably favorite movie of all time. The quotes that happen every holiday season, no matter what holiday, are from this movie. I love this movie, but I think it wouldn't be in my top 10.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem removing it.
Wow.
But I love you, Mom.
That hurts.
Yeah. Can we also do a quick shout out to Emperor's New School? Great TV show.
It's a good TV show. Yeah.
Now we're entering what people largely consider the down years of Disney here.
And I disagree, but there were some great movies here. But okay.
2001, Atlantis: The Lost Empire. Is a no for me.
Okay, it's a great movie though, but yes, it's not a top 10.
Good.
It's not a good movie.
Yeah. It's such a good movie.
It's such a good movie.
Hold on. That's your hottest take yet, I think.
What?
It's a great movie.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Atlantis is an amazing movie.
Okay, it's gone. I'm sorry to both of you.
It's an amazing movie, but I don't think it's a top 10.
Lilo and Stitch, if this was a merchandising Hall of Fame, it would probably be number 1.
Yeah.
as much as I love Lilo and Stitch, I don't think it's in the Hall of Fame. I don't think it holds up against all these other juggernauts.
You know what? Lilo and Stitch is a really fun movie. Like it might be one of Disney's funnest movies to just sit down and watch. And like even to this day, like it's rewatchable. I don't think it's in the top 10 though.
I don't have a problem with this consensus.
Okay, very professional of you. Zach, I'm sorry about this.
In the conversation.
No, it's not.
This movie is in the conversation. I will send you an email.
You can just text me. I
can text you.
Do you think it's in the conversation, Caitlin? Why don't you?
I would not put it in my top 10.
Wait. For those listening on audio platforms, if any of you are, we're talking about the movie Disney's Treasure Planet, which is one of my, if not my favorite Disney movie of all time.
Yeah. I would say maybe the best in the 2000s era of Disney.
It's such a good movie. Its animation was amazing, revolutionary at the time, blending hand-drawn animation with 3D CGI. Like Jim Hawkins, they improved the book. The book, because it's based off of the source material of Treasure Island, and Treasure Planet as a movie improved the source material.
Okay, it's in the conversation, okay?
You're just doing that to make me...
But I am. I'm
conceding. You're just to appease me.
I do think it visually still holds up. Performances are fantastic.
And I'm still here as a song.
This one definitely a lock for the Hall of Fame. 2003's Brother Bear.
I disagree. Wait, are you serious?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to.
I don't think it's as bad as people say it is.
No, I enjoyed Brother Bear, and you and I have had this discussion before. Missed opportunity by Disney with Brave as a Pixar film where the mom turns into a bear, and in this one the brother turns into a bear, and like they could have had a bear cinematic universe where every episode, like every movie, someone turns into a bear, and that would have been amazing.
Maybe, I'm actually turning against this movie now because they have those Canadian moose who are just completely stereotypical Canadians. I've never felt more made fun of in my life.
Well, like
I'm deleting that. I'm deleting it from the list just because of those moves. I forgot about them.
Okay, that's right.
I know you remember this movie extremely well, Zach. This is 2004's Home on the Range.
I totally forgot that movie existed. Wow. I've seen it though, yeah.
Its tagline is "Bust a Moo."
Yeah. I don't think it's in the conversation.
It's a rough time for Disney, man.
It's a good thing.
Chicken Little, 2005. I don't.
I didn't care for this movie.
2007, Meet the Robinsons.
You're a solid movie.
I don't like it.
Really?
I don't like it.
Owl City had a good song in it. The future.
I want to say I watched this film quite a few times with my siblings.
Yeah.
I quite like this film, but I would not put it in my top 10.
Yeah, it's not top 10. Yeah.
But I don't think it deserves any hate.
I feel like the writer's room all took mushrooms, and then every single idea that they created was then put into a movie.
Yeah.
It was a fun time. I don't know what you're. That's what
I just remember the funniest line in it was in the trailer for this movie, and then all the like kids at school would just like be a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Like there was this phase where everyone was just going like this to each other, and it was really annoying. And yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
2008's Bolt.
It's. I actually don't like this movie.
Do people even remember this movie?
I'll be honest. I've never seen this movie.
You don't need to.
I didn't think I needed to.
Yeah, you don't need to. Get it out of here.
It was a big deal at the time.
Yeah.
Do you want to introduce this one? 2009.
This is probably one of my favorite movies of all time, Princess and the Frog, Disney animated princess movie. I'm currently wearing a sweater that I bought at the Disney parks, which is themed after the Princess and the Frog. I would put this in my top 10, no questions asked.
Okay.
This is 1 or 2 for me. So I vote yes. I vote yes.
I think just like The Little Mermaid kind of kick-started the 90s era, so did this, kind of bringing Disney back into the fold of... I don't love it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's in the conversation, I think.
No, absolutely in the conversation. I'm not sure I'm ready to keep it in the top 10, but it's in that conversation.
Yeah. And now Disney kind of pivots 2010 to, and again, very interesting because they did this with Dinosaur, but after releasing, like, kind of going back to the 2D watercolor stuff, they do 3D animation, coming out with Tangled, a bit of a reboot because they already did Sleeping Beauty. Very successful movie.
Yep.
I don't think it's in the top 10. I don't think it's Hall of Fame.
I think it's worth it to note that the animation style for the hair was, I think, revolutionary.
Yeah.
And I also love this film.
I'm cool keeping this in the conversation.
I agree.
Wow. Okay.
Nobody owned cast iron pans before this movie.
For that reason alone.
Yeah.
2011, Winnie the Pooh. They tried to reboot it. It is a tremendous flop.
Get out of here. Get it out of here.
Sorry, Winnie.
2012, I do not like this movie. Prepare to hate me again.
Hold on.
I know I already dished on her.
Don't deprecate yourself before you've even said it. We're talking about Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph. I will not abide of it being in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, I think we can remove it from the conversation, but we have to acknowledge that this film was excellent.
No,
hold on. We can't just trash this film and remove it from the list without saying that I loved this movie. I would go see it in theaters again, but it isn't in my top 10.
You would be going by yourself.
I'm fine with that.
I'll go with you.
Thanks, Zach.
I enjoyed this movie a lot. No, I think it was a lot of fun. I actually really liked the world in this movie that was built, but yeah, I don't think it's a top 10 film.
Okay. A small movie came out in 2013.
Okay, we're talking about Frozen.
Frozen. I don't love this movie. I honestly, I don't know why it was as big of a hit as it was.
The music was addictive.
The music, but
yeah,
man, good for Disney.
Yeah,
it's there.
It made a lot of money. For me, I'm okay not having it top 10.
I think it's got to be in. I think it's
really
one of their. Yeah, I think it's one of their biggest titles. I think it's.
But I thought this is our Hall of Fame. This isn't Disney.
Yeah, I know. I think
the casual couch critics Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think it's got to be in. Do you? What do you think?
I would say it has to be in the conversation. I think I don't know. I think this film blew up, and I think part of the reason was the focus on that relationship between sisters, which resonated with little girls a lot. And I think that's part of the reason why it blew up. Also the music. No,
As not a little girl, I can't identify with that, but I will say it'll stay in the conversation for now.
Okay, it's in the conversation. I'm okay with okay.
2014, I believe the popularity just continues to grow this movie.
Yeah.
Big Hero 6. I don't think it's in the Hall of Fame.
I also don't think it's top 10. I think it's a phenomenal movie. I love a lot about it, but yeah, I don't think it's in the conversation.
Agreed.
2016 Zootopia. It's kind of come and gone, to be honest. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one. It was really big when it first came out. I don't think it's.
To be honest, this was one of the movies that it like I watched it, I enjoyed it, and I forgot about it until like years later when someone brought it up. It wasn't like something where I was like, "Oh, like did you see Zootopia? Like you gotta talk about it to everyone." Yeah.
I don't think this is in the top 10, but I really liked it.
Right.
They had popsicles that were in the shape of a dog's paw. Like how could you not love it? Gerbils had their own world with tubes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was adorable. I thought it was intriguing. Thought it was very clever and funny. But I think most people, I don't know, probably didn't love it as much as I did, and that's okay with me. I've watched this movie a few times, but I'm a rewatcher also.
Movie I've rewatched many times, staying in 2016, Moana. I am fighting for this in the Hall
I'll
of
fight
Fame.
with you.
Maybe the most visually impressive Disney movie.
I'm absolutely okay putting it in the top 10. I didn't realize you guys would be so passionate about it. Like, it's a great movie to go around.
Love this movie. I was so disappointed. We went to Disney. We were at Epcot. The Moana thing was just opening only to staff, and we missed it by I think like a week or two, something like that. I was very disappointed. Love this film.
Okay, 2018, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Yeah, it's getting out of here.
In fact, I didn't think I could like the Wreck-It Ralph universe less, and then this one.
It was an unfortunate follow-up to what was an excellent film. I'll just
felt like Disney kind of pandering, like, hey, we have Marvel now, we have Star Wars now.
Yeah.
A little bit. 2019 though, 6 years later, Frozen 2. A sequel, which they hadn't done in some time at this point. I personally like it better than the first one, but I think the first one has much more of a cultural impact, so I'm willing to not put it in the top 10.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I'd also concur.
Okay, we're almost there, guys.
Yeah.
2021, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Okay, I just want to say, I didn't think this movie was as bad as everybody was saying it was. I really loved the theme behind this movie, which I think was the best part about it, was the power of forgiveness and working together through your differences.
Oh.
You don't see that theme in a lot of kids' films, and I thought maybe the execution wasn't as good as it could have been, but I don't think it deserves hate. I don't know that it's in the top 10 though.
I think it tried to do too much with the time it had. It tried to create almost an Avatar, The Last Airbender world.
Yeah.
And the pacing to me just was off.
I'll be honest, it's not that it's a bad movie. Any of the movies that are less than 10 years old, I think are going to have a hard time. Just because, like, we haven't seen, like, how well do people remember these movies 10 years from now? And so I don't think it's in the conversation.
Okay, 3 left. 2021 as well.
Yep.
Encanto blew up.
It
A lot
did.
of music again. Going the 3D animation style.
It's great, beautifully animated film.
Beautifully animated film. I don't think it compares to Tangled, Frozen, or Moana, which we already have. Personally,
I'm a huge Lin-Manuel Miranda fan, and this film I have watched a few times. But I'm okay taking it out in favor of some other films in this era. I don't think it would beat out the other. Like,
get it out of here.
Okay, we're on the final 2, guys. I know you guys have been wanting to talk about it. Strange World last year was in theaters for like 2 weeks.
I did not see this film.
Yikes. What happened? What happened?
So, okay, let's review these 2 films together, right? Because so we're talking about Strange World and Wish. I have not seen Wish. fully admit to it. So I'm gonna trust your guys' judgment. If Wish it can be, is there a debate that Wish is a top 10 Disney animated film of all time?
No, I don't think so.
The only thing it has going for it is that it's the anniversary film.
Okay, yeah. Strange World is there? I don't think there's any. Yeah, okay. We don't need to spend a lot of time on this.
Strange World's gone. Wish is gone. So we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We cut it to a third, which at the beginning it wasn't looking like. We got to cut 12 though, guys. So we're going to start back at the beginning. We got to make a Hall of Fame. Only 10.
Can we get all the images on the same graphic?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because here I'll pause it, and then we'll be right back after this break. And we're back.
We're back. Wow.
One get graphic.
It was a good break. We got graphic.
Yeah.
So our ballot of the 62 films by Walt Disney Animation Studios, we've narrowed it down to 22. Again, only 10 make it to the couch.
Yep.
The most desirable place for movies to go. I'll just read out all 22, then we'll take it one by one, just so people know where we're at. So these are on our ballot: Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Pinocchio, Fantasia, Dumbo, Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, 101 Dalmatians, Jungle Book, The Aristocats, Fox and the Hound, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Mulan, Tarzan, Treasure Planet, Princess and the Frog, Tangled, Frozen, and Moana. Wow. Okay. Does anyone... I mean, I can start too. Does anyone want to say one they would like to remove? Do we want to start it that way?
Yeah. Caitlin, you can go first.
I think Alice in Wonderland should be removed from this.
I was going to say that.
Really?
Same page. Same page.
Wow. Okay. I just think it doesn't hold up against the others.
Yeah.
I think it has a cult following, but if you're not in that cult following, it's kind of like a weird trip, and it's just
compared to all these other films here. Absolutely, it's gone. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, Zach. 101 Dalmatians. What are we doing?
Okay, I think it really is a great film. I'm glad it was in the conversation, but yeah, now that I'm comparing it to all of these here, I'm okay with it being out of here. But Pongo, love you, man.
The only thing I remember, and it's not even about the animated film. Do you remember in the live action 101 Dalmatians where she gets baked into a cake?
Okay, yeah.
That's the only part of the film that I remember. That's all that comes to mind.
People forget about that live action adaptation.
There was a few of them.
I don't.
Yeah, but
I think about Cake Lady all the time.
Yeah.
That's a bit weird. Zach, Aristocats have to go.
I think compared to all these, I'm sorry, Caitlin. I think it's got to go.
Notice I referenced you and not Caitlin. Do you have any parting words?
Well, it's not parting from my top 10, so I don't have to part with it. But if it hasn't gotten onto the couch, it's welcome to come over to my couch.
You guys can watch that after we're done.
We're doing okay. We're doing okay here.
Okay, Jared, I'm gonna say it. Okay, I'm gonna say it. I'm sure a lot of people that are listening and watching are thinking it. I'm thinking Fantasia's gotta go.
What?
I disagree.
Really?
Here's why. This is such a classic.
Let's go.
Disney.
All these are classics.
No. Hold on. hold on. One of the
Hold
most
on.
iconic characters from Walt Disney is who? Mickey Mouse. He
Okay.
is the main character in this film. It's this kind of like, obviously, Steamboat Willie, I think, was the first or whatever it was that he was kind of introduced. Sorcerer Mickey, such a huge part of their franchise and their parks. This was his time to shine, and it's one of their. I don't know. I think this is one of the films when I think like foundational Disney film. I think,
and I'm not disagreeing with that, but for the top 10, because if I'm looking at all these movies here and think, oh, which one am I like most excited to least excited to go watch right now? Out of all these, Fantasia is that for me.
So does the Hall of Fame only invite films that are like the most watchable as opposed to the most iconic?
Well, that's what we're deciding right now, I guess. That's fair.
Feel like this one is so iconic, even though I wouldn't watch it every week. I feel like it needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
I think we paused it. Okay. I think it's still in the running.
Okay, we'll keep it in the conversation. Okay.
Now I'm gonna raise you Dumbo.
You know what? As much as this movie terrified me as a child, and I think it is iconic, and it's probably the worst ride at Disney World. I'm okay comparing it to these films. It's getting out of here. Get out. Fly away, Dumbo. Fly
away. Anyone else? Initial thoughts?
I don't know if this is a hot take. I would say the Jungle Book should go.
You know what?
I'm not feeling it. I don't think it's better than any of these films. I don't think it's more iconic. I don't think it's more quotable. I think it has to go.
That's tough, but I think you might be right there. When you compare it to these films here, it's got some amazing music in it, some great characters. Yeah, I think it's gotta go.
Okay. Guys, we haven't taken out any of the 90s stuff.
It was a good era.
It was a very good era.
I'm going to avoid it for now and say Tangled does not make the top.
Yeah.
I am okay with that. Okay. I am sad to see it go. It's just such a good movie.
All of these are great movies.
Pat on the back, Tangled.
Yeah.
You didn't make the couch.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and I will say, if you ever get a chance to see Tangled like on Broadway or on a Disney cruise ship, amazing live show.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're avoiding the conversation, Zach.
I know what you're thinking. and I'm going to take this stance. It's my number one. I know not everyone loves it. It can go because this is obviously you guys outvote me here because this is the Casual Couch Critics Hall of Fame. But I just want you to know that the opening to this movie alone is the best opening sequence where he is like air surfing with an epic soundtrack. And yes, Treasure Planet, go watch it.
You're convincing me Treasure Planet should stay because we do it for now because we need a 2000s era movie. Like we don't necessarily need one, but
let's go.
I am willing to trade for Treasure Planet to stay alive. Pinocchio. I think Snow White has to stay. It's the first. It modernized everything we know about Disney comes from Snow White.
Yeah, I'm okay with Pinocchio getting out of here.
I'm sorry, Pinocchio. That's gonna hurt some people.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, how many do we have left? We have 4, 8, 10, 15. Okay, we gotta get rid of 5 more of these things.
Can I pose a question?
Yeah.
We got Little Mermaid, we got
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast, we got
Yeah.
Aladdin, we got
Yeah.
Lion King, we got Mulan,
Yeah.
we got Tarzan.
Yeah.
I think at least one of them have to go. And what one would that be?
Tarzan. No
I-
doubt in my mind. That's the one I would get.
I think it'd be Little Mermaid.
What?
Tarzan's animation is amazing. It's the soundtrack for Tarzan.
I
Yeah,
suppose of the list, Tarzan that you just read off, those 6, Tarzan is the one I would get rid of first, and I suppose Little Mermaid is the one I would get rid of second.
Well, maybe there's a case because I think I would probably be in that same breath, but like swap Mermaid and Tarzan. Like, should we just do both?
So do we take them both out?
Of the 90s movies, I think they're the weakest ones.
Little Mermaid 89, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
But
Okay.
but like they're all amazing movies. But yeah, I think out of what we got here, taking Tarzan and Little Mermaid out.
Oh, that hurts. I'm sorry, Phil Collins.
I know, right?
Oh, okay, Tarzan and Little Mermaid are off.
But if we did just a soundtrack list, those are in the top 10 for soundtracks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But we're not the casual couch critics for nothing. We
Yeah.
make the hard decisions.
It's true. It's true.
Fox and the Hound shouldn't have lasted this long. I'm gonna say it.
You're the one that like argued tooth and nail.
Yeah, you said
Yeah,
you
I
were going
know.
to fight for this one.
Well, I wanted to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the end of that.
Okay, just acknowledge it's probably one of the best hand-drawn animated movies ever.
That is true.
It's beautifully animated, but yeah, great movie.
Yeah, like I said before, one of the most emotional films.
Yeah.
With depth that Disney's ever made.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's not enough people talk about it.
I rewatched it recently too, and it holds up.
Did it make you want a Fox and Hound?
No.
Okay, it's gone.
4, 8, 10. Okay, we're at 12. We have 12 movies. Good job, folks. Only 10 can make the couch.
Only 10 can make the couch.
This is so tough.
Well, I don't know. I feel like the two I would get rid of are Peter Pan and Treasure Planet.
The two I would get rid of are Moana and Fantasia.
I think Fantasia has
to stay, Zach.
You guys are not budging on Fantasia.
No, I don't.
Do we want to lock it into the couch?
We locking into the couch?
I think, okay, if you guys locking in Snow White and Fantasia, okay.
Okay.
Shove those two under the cushion.
Yeah. And we can lock in Beauty and the Beast and Lion King.
Okay, we're making the couch.
Oh, Aladdin?
Oh, sorry.
Whoa, trying to sneak it in.
I got eager, guys.
Okay.
We have 4 on the couch.
I'd like to make a case for why Cinderella should be locked into the couch.
Okay.
Name a Disney film with more remakes.
Okay.
It's a time. It's a tale that lasts time.
And
A
to that
tale
point,
of
I guess,
Anyway.
have any of those remakes been as good as this one?
And to be fair, this Cinderella is a remake of the original Cinderella story, as are most of Disney's stories.
Yeah.
I know, but the number of hold on, you can't just come out and say that Cinderella remakes aren't very good because they're
No, I'm
actually.
not saying that.
I think that works.
No, he did.
But saying they're not as good as this one works against your argument.
I'm just saying it's such a good story that even the remakes do it incredibly well that it deserves a spot on the couch. It's an excellent story told so many different ways. The animation is excellent. It's just a classic film, and it needs to be on the couch.
What are you thinking, Zach?
Caitlin makes a lot of really great points there. But when I compare Cinderella to like Frozen, Princess and the Frog, or Mulan, I'm not sure all four of those movies make the couch. Like the Princess, Mulan's not a princess movie. Okay, Princess and the Frog, Frozen, and Cinderella.
Of those four, I would leave Frozen off of the couch.
I don't think Frozen can. I feel like
I'm fine leaving Frozen
off the couch.
Yeah.
It does not need to
Frozen as a fringe top 10 film makes sense to me.
Are you on the Princess and the Frog hype train, Zach?
I've only seen it once. I think it's a good movie. Why am I forgetting the villain's name? Dr. You guys don't remember it either.
Dr. Voodoo.
No, he was a great villain.
Yep.
It was a fun story. I'm okay. Honestly, like I'd be okay putting Cinderella there over Frozen and Princess and the Frog.
Hold on, we're not getting rid of both of those movies for Cinderella. That would mean the list is done if we get rid of those two.
We're putting Cinderella in.
No, I'm just talking through the princess movies on the buffet here.
Okay, why don't we move on? Is Peter Pan in?
No.
Now after talking about, I'm okay leaving Peter Pan out.
Yeah, get that out of here.
I am not convinced yet.
Okay.
Although it's 2 against 3.
2 against 1.
2 against 1.
Yeah.
No, but you guys did the same thing for me with Treasure Planet, so we can keep it in the conversation.
I think Aladdin's in it. Can I just say that?
You know what? I think you gotta put Aladdin in.
I don't think you can have a Disney Animated Studios Hall of Fame without Aladdin.
Yeah.
I don't have any strong argument against Aladdin.
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, we have 5 of the 10 locked. Okay. So we have 7 left. We have Cinderella, Peter Pan, Mulan, Treasure Planet, Princess and the Frog, Frozen, and Moana.
See, I know you guys don't think Treasure Planet should have made it even this far.
I'm actually getting more on board the more we talk.
Yeah?
I am. I actually am.
Okay.
I'm struggling to omit Frozen. And I can just see where I'm at because I know you guys have said I think one of the Princess and the Frog, Frozen, and Moana have to go.
Okay.
Frozen. Of those 3, if it's going from one of those 3, I'm keeping Moana and Princess and the Frog.
I would take Moana over Frozen.
Okay, Frozen. I'm sorry. There's going to be a lot of angry people.
Get out of here.
So we have 6 films left in 5 spots.
Yeah.
I think we haven't really talked about much, but I'm assuming Mulan's in.
I think for so many reasons, Mulan has to be in with soundtrack, story, characters.
Mulan's in.
Yeah. Side note, in my brief stint as a Disney trivia host working for Disney Cruise Lines, Mulan had like the most controversial questions that people would get mad at me at when they got wrong. Just
there you go.
Side note.
It's hugely popular, hugely, it definitely puts the female Disney heroine front and center. I'm not going to say anything that hasn't already been said.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I think for Peter Pan because I feel like it next to Fantasia, it really captures the magic of Walt Disney. Now, you guys might disagree, but I feel like the We Can Fly, the Dust, from Tinkerbell, I think the idea of wish and imagination and innovation and everything that Disney wants is in Peter Pan. That's my pitch for putting it in the top 10.
Those are all really good points.
I don't know that it beats the other. I mean, personally, I would get rid of Peter Pan or Treasure Planet. I feel like the other three are just a classic, and then two movies. Like Princess and the Frog was the start of a really big wave of a lot of popular films. I think it was a really good turn for Disney, and Moana is just one of the best films that they've made in the past.
Are we saying Moana's in?
I'm okay putting Moana. Well,
you made the couch.
Wait.
Oh.
I think they got 2 votes. I think Moana's in.
Okay, fair. Okay. So
we have one of Cinderella, Peter Pan, Treasure Planet, or The Princess and the Frog are not making it. I will vote for Treasure Planet.
To go or stay?
To stay.
Really?
I will.
Let's go. I am shocked because I thought I was the only person in the world that thought this was one of the best films he's ever made. But okay.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go, Jim Hawkins. Yeah, he's a great main character. It's the only steampunk movie that Disney ever made.
Yeah. It has everything you said.
Okay. Out of these, I personally would. Those are all 3 iconic films.
Yeah, so we have Cinderella, Peter Pan, and the Princess and the Frog.
I think, again, if I go back to my rewatchable thing, if you were like, hey, Zach, go watch one of these 3 movies right now, it would probably be Princess and the Frog. Out of these 3, I'm comfortable putting it in.
I vote yes.
Okay. Man, we are going to get rolled for not having that many classics.
We have Snow White and Fantasia in there.
Okay. My vote's for Peter Pan.
My vote's for Cinderella.
Zach, you are the decider. Who makes the couch?
Both. Right. You both presented such good arguments for both of these films. I have to be honest, purely for like the villain of Captain Hook, I'm going Peter Pan. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
That's outrageous.
It's a little the Peter Pan story just pushes it over the top for me a little.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so it is official. The Casual Couch critics have announced the inductees for the Disney Animated Studio Hall of Fame. We have on the couch, we have 1937 Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 1940 Fantasia. We got 1991 Beauty and the Beast. We got 1992 Aladdin. We got 1994 Lion King. Oh, I missed Peter Pan. We got 1953 Peter Pan. we got Mulan from 1998. We got 2016 Moana. We got Princess and the Frog in 2009. And against all odds, we have Treasure Planet in 2002.
Treasure Planet.
Bravo to all these films being inducted to the couch. Wow.
Oh, man. I am curious, though. Like, okay, go personal here. If you were to take, like if I were to take one film out of here, it would be Fantasia for me. But what would be the one film? Would it be Treasure Planet for the one you guys would take out and swap for something else?
No, mine would be Princess and the Frog.
You guys are married.
Mine would be Peter Pan.
Okay, interesting. So, like, I'm still just in shock that Treasure Planet made the top. But if anyone watches this, let us know your thoughts on Treasure Planet and any of these movies in the comments below.
And how offended you might be.
Yeah. Or unoffended. Maybe we reinforce what you believed. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
you don't have to offend everybody.
10 out of 62. There's a lot of good inductees. Yeah. Not everyone can make the Hall of Fame. I think we have a list, we have the first one, Snow White. We have a fairly recent one in Moana.
Yeah.
We got a lot of, Golden Age, Renaissance era Disney films here. We have the imagination, the essence of Disney, I think, in Fantasia and Peter Pan. We have the resurgence of Disney in Princess and the Frog. I think we have a highlight amidst a lot of lowlights, and Diamond in the Rough and Treasure Planet.
Diamond in the Rough.
I do think it's underrated.
Totally, yeah.
I do think for the Hall of Fame, you need a representation from all eras.
Well, and
right? And I do think Treasure Planet, it was going to be Treasure Planet or Tarzan.
They have an amazing villain who's also the mentor character.
Yeah. No, there is depth there for sure.
Caitlin, you look so unimpressed at Treasure Planet's there.
It's not. I would pick it over Peter Pan.
So are we saying biggest snub was Cinderella then, or is there another big snub that you would take from this?
Cinderella got done dirty.
Both those are snubs.
I think just the cultural impact of Frozen, even though I'm not a Frozen fan, I think that's a big snub.
That could be a big snub. Yeah. If we ever get big as a podcast, people might use this to hate us.
Yeah, just so people know, couches change.
Yeah.
This is the current couch.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. December 2nd, 2023.
Yeah. This is the Triple C couch.
Yeah.
Wait, that's 4 C's. This is the Triple C holiday as of December 2nd, 2023.
Sweet.
I feel pretty good with that.
This was a great episode, guys.
This is great. Yeah, as Zach said, any of your opinions, love to hear them. Again, you can listen to us at the Casual Couch Critics podcasts, wherever you can find them, as well as our YouTube channel. Be sure to like, rate, subscribe, comment.
All that good stuff.
And we will see you next time on Triple C. Adios.
Oh, that's weird.